Vanakkam. Greetings to all Indian Forest Service aspirants. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you to my YouTube channel Silva Ladder Village Canopy. I try to give the complete details of silviculture, that is the part of section A of paper 1, which is the most fundamental of forestry. Now we are moving to the second important subject, that is agroforestry, social forestry, joint forest management and tribology. Before that, once again, I want to emphasize here that the forestry is a professional course of 73 subjects. Hence, I request the non-forestry students to take little more efforts in comprehending the subject in a better way. And this section B of paper 1, we are going to talk about this subject along with three more subjects are there, which is basically a supportive of forestry. This is about the people and forestry, and more subjects will be coming which will be supporting the forestry. So let us start with the agroforestry, social forestry, joint forest management and tribology. The developing country in today's context, they are facing the major problems like deforestation, land degradation and soil erosion. So the population is also equally expanding, which is ultimately having a huge impact on these resources. So the available option with us too is to depend less on the natural forest, and we can use the public land and private lands to put in a better use. That's why the concepts of social forestry, agroforestry all evolved over the period. So let us start with the agroforestry. This is a forestry practice in the agricultural land. We are combining agriculture and forestry. The farmers mainly interested in growing the agriculture crop. By combining the forest crops along with the agriculture, the revenues can be enhanced as well as the land can be put in a better way, and it has multiple benefits to the farmers and the ecosystem. It improves the biodiversity, it enriches the soil, and there are so many benefits coming out of this agroforestry. So let us start with the agroforestry with the scope and its necessity. So as I mentioned about the growing demand of timber and other non-timber forest producers, including the fodder, fiber, and so many other multiple uses are obtained from the forestry. By using or by adopting this agroforestry principle, there is a huge scope of reducing the demand and supply of various forest producers. By adopting this agroforestry, there is a scope to reduce the dependency of forest, and it improves the biodiversity, and the slack period, especially the agriculturists get revenue only in the given period or only the selected months, and by adopting these agroforestry principles, one can get the income throughout the year. And by combining agriculture, forestry and horticulture crops, by like introducing these pastures and all, so you can ensure the nutrient recycling. So there is a ample scope to ameliorate the soil by adding nutrients coming from these forest crops. So these are the various scope one can expect from the agroforestry. Coming to the role of agroforestry in life of plant and animals with reference to soil and water conservation. So one of the major benefits one can expect from the agroforestry is about the soil and water conservation. Because in agriculture, the land will not be covered completely, mean there is no scope for the prevention of soil erosion, because only the undercover is filled with agriculture crops. But by adopting the agroforestry principles, there are so many trees will be planted in the boundaries and in between. There is a ample scope of protecting the soil and water, which are the part of this underground. Soil and water conservation is a main impact one can get from the agroforestry. And water recharge. Once the water is available above the ground of the given field, the leaf litters all falling from the trees will be acting as a spawn. So slowly the water will be allowed to infiltrate inside the ground or in the ground. Finally, the water level will be improved over the period. Otherwise, in the conventional agriculture practices, most of the water will be eroded, means the water will not be allowed to penetrate inside. But in case of agroforestry, due to the availability of trees and its root system, the water fallen through the rainfall or through irrigation, there is an ample scope of water penetrating inside the ground. And nutrient availability of crops. Two aspects are very important here. One is about the leaf litter falling from the trees, which will be acting as a important source of nutrients to the plants growing there. And another important aspect is about the nitrogen fixation trees. If sufficient number of trees which are able to fix the nitrogen, especially the leguminous trees, these trees will be adding nitrogen through their root nodules and all. So there is very crucial role played by the trees in the agriculture field. And another important aspect about the nutrient availability is that availability from the trees. How it is happening? Once the fertilizer or the manures applied in the agriculture field, these are getting leached inside, and the deep root system of the trees, which will be able to retrieve it back and again or once again provided to the agricultural crops growing there. So this will reduce the wastage of fertilizer applied to the concerned field. So these are the very important aspects of agroforestry. The fourth important point in the role of agroforestry in life of plants and domestic animals is that nature and ecosystem preservation through pest predator relationship. Unlike the simple agro system where the monocrop is the only available option, the agroforestry allows the combination of agriculture crops and forestry crops, which in turn invite or improve the biodiversity of the area, which will be increasing the predator availability of that area, especially the birds, which will be improving due to this system, will help in eliminating the pest population there. So this system is very important and very effective in controlling the pest population. And the final point is that providing opportunity for biodiversity enhancement, medicinal plants and flora and fauna. So this is quite simple that agroforestry is not a very simple system combining agriculture and forestry crop. Even there is a possibility of introducing the horticulture crops, grasses, aquaculture. So there is always a scope of improving the biodiversity, and there is a scope to introduce the medicinal plants in this system, and surely this combining all these things will have a complete impact of the faunal availability in that area, and overall the biodiversity of that ecosystem will be improved by this agroforestry. Now let us see the different kind of agroforestry systems with reference to the agroecological zones. So agroforestry is not a simple system of combining agriculture and silviculture. There is a combinations of different agri-silvi, agri-horti and silvi-pastoral. So many systems are all part of this agroforestry system. And again, every system or every technique is suitable to a particular region only. There are 20 agroecological zones available in the country, like hot arid climate, cold arid, hot humid. This is part of western Rajasthan and Gujarat. This is part of western Himalaya. This is part of western Ghats. So every agroforestry system is suitable for a particular region only. So accordingly, so many systems evolved over the period. Let us see the different systems and the techniques followed in the agroforestry system. There are 4 major techniques or the systems are available in the agroforestry. One is agri-silvi, pastoral, agri, silvipasture, and other system. So in every system there are 3 or 4 types are there. So total more than 20 systems are available which are extensively used in the different parts of the country, and every system is quite unique and suitable to a particular region only, and all these systems will be dealt in detail in the future classes. And the final aspect in the agroforestry system is the selection of species and role of multi-purpose trees. These are very essential since trees are having a long gestation period. One has to be judiciously selecting the trees to get the benefits in a better way. That's why the farmer who are concerned or who are having the field need to be carefully selecting the species. So the species should be fulfilling so many criteria so that the benefits will be properly obtained from that. It should be having good nitrogen fixation property and various NTFP, and tree should not be having any allelopathic effect. Like this, the important points will be or should be considered before introducing the trees into this agroforestry system. These are the nutshell of agroforestry system. Let us move to the next important aspect, that is about the social forestry. Now let us see about social forestry and urban forestry. These are the quite interesting aspects introduced, seeing the kind of deterioration in the natural resources. To reduce the dependency on natural forest, these concepts were introduced some 3 to 4 decades back. And the main objective of this concept is to reduce the dependency and fulfilling the requirements from these sources. So many government lands, part of private lands, community lands, even the lands available with the various departments were included for the various kind of plantations. And the examples of social forestry are the farm forestry, street plantation, shelter belt. These are the best examples of social forestry. The objectives, scope, and the people how participating in these schemes will be discussed in detail. And next is about the JFM, that is the Joint Forest Management. I think quite famous concept in the country, started in the 70s, first time introduced in the West Bengal and later expanded to all parts of the country. And we will be seeing about the principles of joint forest management and how it works in the field, and also with the scope and necessity of these JFM principles. And also we will be studying about the role of NGOs, how they are important in connecting the forest department and the public. So all these things will be dealt in the joint forest management. And finally, the topic is about the tribology. So as I mentioned in the previous session also, it's nothing but the study of tribal, and various definitions are available to describe the tribal. And we will be studying about the what is tribal and what is their percentage of population in the country, and who are the various tribes available in the country and their population, their education status, economy, and traditions, customs, and culture of tribes will be studied in this chapter. And finally, the crucial role of the tribal connection with the various forestry programs, that also will be dealt in the tribology subjects. So friends, that's all about the section B, the chapter 1, agroforestry, social forestry, joint forest management and tribology. Dear aspirants, I narrated the details of agroforestry, social forestry, joint forest management and tribology. The PowerPoint version of this video will be updated later, and if you have any kind of doubts or queries, let me know in the comment section below. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you once again. Nandi Vanakkam.